shoulder, didn't return. Garoppolo ankle didn't return. Kittle foot didn't return. And Fred Warner had a stinger but did return. Go ahead.
Kyle, the way the defense started this game, especially those first two series, you guys had an opportunity to really get some momentum. That third down play on the first drive, the Wildcat, can you take us through that and why was that installed and why was that the time to call that play?
Why is it? It's installed because it's a good play, just not versus zero. They got us and they had all-out blitz. Like the call there when I made it, but hoping that we'd have two downs. I think it was 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8. We were out of field goal range. Thought that'd at least get us into field goal range with the possibility to have a second play. But when you lose yards on it, then it was over. They didn't have a good look. Jed had no chance. He ended up zeroing us on it.
Is there any early indication on the Kittle foot injury? Did the initial X-rays show any sort of fracture?
Yeah, the X-rays. Sorry, go ahead. What'd you say?
I was just going to ask Jordan Reed. Did he seem like in practice this past week whether he might be able to play in the upcoming game?
Yeah, Kittle. They didn't have nothing was broken at least on the X-rays. So we got to check MRIs and stuff tomorrow. And hoping for Jordan Reed this week, but I'm not sure right now.
Kyle, it seemed like Jimmy was a little out of sorts. His accuracy was off from the get-go. And how much was that attributed to the ankle injury, and what's the status of that ankle now?
You can ask him on the ankle. I know it was hurt once I think we all saw, and he didn't go back in on that one play. But he had a good week of practice throwing it. But high ankle sprains linger, so you never know when it's going to affect you. But I know he hurt it later in the game or re-hurt it, and we'll wait till tomorrow to see how bad it is.
What's your level of confidence in this offense going forward with that Deebo Samuel? It seems like he's just irreplaceable for you guys, and it seems like it's hard to sort of scheme around what he provides. How do you do that going forward?
I got a lot of confidence in our offense no matter who's out there. You got to play well to have a good game, and I don't think we played very well today, starting with me. Made a few too many mistakes, got to go in there a little bit in the second or in the fourth quarter, but I didn't think we played good as a group. And when you're missing a good player like Deebo, always that's a struggle. But we've missed players a number of times, and that's no reason to go out there and not play well.
How would you assess Garoppolo's play when he was out there? Certainly had the interception early. Was there some, did you have some frustration with the way he played today?
I was frustrated with the whole offense. Started with myself. Just wasn't a very good day for us. Thought the defense came out, played pretty inspired those first couple drives, and gave us a good chance to get up on them, and we missed those opportunities. I thought the third down call that didn't give us a chance versus all out. We needed to do a little bit better before that, and would have loved to go for it on 4th down, but not after we lose it. But it was both times the defense got us a chance, and we didn't come out anything with it right when we get it around the 50 too. So I was disappointed with the whole group. No one played great. That always starts with me, but glad we got a game coming up soon so we can turn the page pretty quick and get ready for Green Bay.
Kyle, obviously if you try whether they're trick or more creative plays and they don't work, then they're stupid plays. You talked about the Wildcat. There's also, I guess, kind of the throwback to Taylor and then the pitch to McKinnon. It looked like he was going to hand up to Ayuk to kind of salvage that play. But when you say you didn't like it, you didn't have your best game, do you look at some of those plays or different stuff?
I look at everything. Every single play. So it's, the screen. It was a screen to Trent Taylor that we've hit a bunch, but the D lineman did a good job of getting through the O-line. I don't consider Wildcat a tricky play. I just consider it a power or a handoff. It's not very good versus all out, so don't want to run any run there versus all out. That's the stuff we've done a number of times on that 3rd and long in that 40-yard area, trying to get 2 plays to go for it or kick a long field goal. But no, you're trying to hit some big plays, and we missed those opportunities early and didn't get much with the run game going. Tried to get it going. I think we committed to it pretty well in the first half, but when you don't get any big plays in the run game, and then you make some of those mistakes, you guys saw what happened. So eventually we had to get away from it and start throwing it.
Jimmy Ward was obviously very frustrated after that hit. I'm sure you're probably have the same frustration. Is there any other way you could coach that where looks like he's maybe going down, but then he looks like he might not be?
No, I mean, you can just give them the first down, which happens a ton because guys are scared as can be to get those penalties. They're not trying to be cheap. They're also not trying to get fined. It's a big point in the game. If they get a first down, it's pretty much over, and they're right there at the sticks, and he is very good at what he did, waiting till the last second. And it's just a huge challenge that not just our team has, the whole NFL has that. It's a tough play. I understand why we do it. Got to protect the quarterback and protect everyone, but it's very tough for our guys. I thought they tried to do it and hold on as well as they can.
Well, I know Kittle was the target on that play that was intercepted, but why wasn't Kittle more involved in the early going and maybe midway through that game when the offense is sputtering a little bit?
I think he is, but just sometimes you don't get the ball to him. I mean, there's never a time that we ignore Kittle, but coverages, fronts, all that stuff plays into it. And I don't think anyone had very big stats there in the first half, and that's usually what happens when you're not doing very well.
2 more, please.
Kyle, Seattle hadn't been getting much pressure all season. I know every game's different, but were they doing something? Are they coming on a lot of blitzes? Were they crowding the line? Was there something that caused them to get all that kind of pressure in this game?
No, they brought a lot of blitzes, and when they brought them early and thought we had some chances, usually when you bring a blitz, it's pretty hit or miss. It's going to be a good play for one team and a bad play for the other team. And thought we had a chance to get rid of a couple times, and they just got to us too fast, and we didn't make them pay for it. We did a little bit there at the end, but obviously that was too late. A couple things, just inside, they got on us too quick. I think one time we had a chance to get rid of it, a little high snap, so we couldn't get rid of it. But they were risky with a lot of their blitzes, and sometimes you like that. You got to make them pay though, and we didn't. So when you don't make them pay for blitzes, guys are going to keep bringing it, and it took us too long to make them pay.
Last one.
Kyle, with Tevin Coleman, was that a re-injury of the same knee? And what do you know about him, at least early indications?
It was the same knee. He wanted to go back in. We tried, and then he just couldn't. So I don't know what the deal is for this week. Obviously I'm hoping he's ready for Thursday, but his knee was re-injured, and he couldn't go back in the game.
All right, thanks, folks.
All right, thanks, guys.
When you get into that game late, just kind of take us through the process, what you're trying to do. Obviously, you know that you're going to be throwing a lot. They know you're going to be throwing a lot. So how do you try to manage that situation?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately the goal is to score points, but you have to do it methodically, take what they give you, and just move the ball down the field. And so you want to be aggressive, but be smart at the same time. And I was really proud of our fight. You know, the receivers, the O-linemen, they've been battling all game, and they could choose to lay down right there, but they didn't. And so I was proud for proud of that.
Just kind of a little bit more on the mentality on the sidelines. It seemed like it was a tough challenge throughout the first half, and it did kind of light a fire when you went in there. Talk about what the mood on the sideline was before you went in.
It was tough, and I think the biggest thing that creates energy is making plays. And I feel like on both sides of the ball today, we obviously didn't do that well enough to win the game. And but that's just part of it. Sometimes you're executing at your best, and sometimes you're not. But it's all about how you can execute and just get back to work.
Hey, Nick, obviously you weren't pleased with your last start. You might have to, I'm sure we don't know yet, but you might have to start again Thursday. Did the way you played in the fourth quarter, if you needed confidence, but it give you a little boost if indeed you get the start Thursday?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, anytime you can get out there and bounce back from my last start, yeah, it's definitely going to create confidence. But the biggest thing I've learned, just going through it all, the NFL's tough, but it's all about what you do next. And that's what I just tell myself pretty much every day. It's all about what you do next. No matter whether it's good or bad, it's all about what you do next.
Nick, what did you do next after you got removed from the backup spot into the third spot and then back? How did you handle that and kind of push through that?
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, nobody wants to play how I did and lose the way we did. But you just got to reset, and confidence is created by hard work. And so all you can do is just go back to work, know the player that you are, and bounce back and prove it again. And the best in this league prove themselves over and over. And that's my goal, and that's what I plan to do.
Hey Nick, I know you haven't had a chance to see the film yet, but you can talk about what to do next. What was the initial kind of gut feeling that you got coming out of that game about something more specific that you guys think you could do better moving forward next?
I think just execute at a higher level. I think we all just need to take a step forward and just go back to work, focus on the details, execute, and make plays. I mean, that's really all it comes down to. And the only way that you play your best on Sunday is go and just work through the week. And obviously it's a short week this week, but the work doesn't change.
Sherrick was obviously catching a lot of passes out of the backfield there at the end. Does he look more like himself now, more like he did at the beginning of the season than he did these last few weeks?
Yeah, Jet's got a great receiving skill set as a running back, and he's utilizing that very well right now. And we really, get fired up when Jet gets the ball in his hands.
Nick, was there anything in particular that the Seahawks defense was doing that was stifling the offense so much?
I mean, they were doing what they normally do, their schemes and their pressure and things like that. But I'm a believer it's all about us, and if we just focus on what we have to do each and every play, we can get a lot better.
What are the challenges when it comes to schematics or maybe just your offensive identity when you are losing guys like Debo or even Kittle late in the game?
Yeah, I mean, every week is a new week, and that's you got to play with the cards that you're dealt. And so, I mean, I don't know or can't really speak much on the identity, but it's just all about making plays. Who's going to make the plays, and that's what we have to get back to: just making plays, executing at a high level, and focusing on us.
Is that it? All right, folks.
Appreciate you guys. Yeah, thanks.
I just think offensively, we missed out on some really easy opportunities. We kind of just shot ourselves in the foot there in those first couple series, which is a shame because the defense was playing so well, and just we were giving them nothing to help. So, a couple series set back by ourselves, followed by, some turnovers, and it just kind of snowballed.
I know you're not watching Jimmy Garoppolo on his throws and stuff like that, but can you tell in the huddle or on the sideline that he's uncomfortable, that the ankle is flaring up or bothering him during a game?
I didn't notice anything till I think it was, kind of like the final hit that took him out. He's so tough whenever he comes into the locker or into the huddle. It's really hard for us to tell that he's hurting. He definitely puts on a good face. So I know he's going through it though, and hopefully he's not banged up too bad.
Hey Kyle, it seemed they were really aggressive with some of those blitzes, especially up the middle. You say that you guys left a lot of opportunities on the table. Was that because normally when a team blitzes, you have a chance to make a big play? And why was it, do you think, that you guys had so much struggle picking them up?
Yeah, that's exactly why. We love when a team blitzes us because, that means that we have a chance for a really big play. And, we had a couple of those you saw later in the game where, Nick made a quick decision, got the ball out really fast. And, when there's guys blitzing, that leaves some really big holes down the field. I wish I had a good answer for why we weren't capitalizing in the, early on. It's tough because I haven't watched the film yet, but I just know that was a big thing for us, is they were heating us up with some blitzes, and we just didn't respond to it very well.
Hey, Kyle, obviously with the Thursday game, it looks conceivable that you may not have Jimmy or George or Tevin. At this point, are you just kind of immune to all that? You just say, here we go again, and know what the guys we got?
No, I'm not immune to it. Like, it still hurts, even though it seems to happen just over and over again, guys dropping every game, it still hurts each time, man. So hopeful that we can have, at least some of those guys back for Thursday. But, man, I'm so happy that we are playing on a Thursday, because after a loss like this, you just want to get the taste out of your mouth. You want to go play football again. So happy that we can just turn around and get, back on the field in just a few days.
Kyle, what was Kyle Shanahan's message to the team? I think you've got a quick turnaround. Well, it's good, but it's also challenging in many other ways.
His big thing was that, starting now, everything we do has to be to get our bodies ready for Thursday. We don't have that time to dwell on this one. We probably won't even watch it as a team. Everyone will watch the game individually. But starting right now, it's time for Green Bay.
Last one.
You've somewhat addressed this, but you said a few weeks ago that there was still a lot of fight left in this team. Do you still feel that way today after a loss like this?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely still a lot of fight in this team. And I think you saw that towards the end of the game. Like, we wouldn't go away. And, a couple more things go our way, and, man, that's a game. If we just have a couple more inches and get that 2-point conversion, that's a one-score game with, I think, 4 minutes to go. And we have all the confidence in our world that our defense can go make that stop, and we can go down and score and tie it up. So, there was a lot of little things that, maybe they break our way, and it's a more competitive game. But there's definitely still a ton of fight in this group.
All right, thanks, Juice. Hang with us. We got Trent here.
Thanks, guys.
Trent's coming right up. All right, Jennifer.
Hey, Trent. What do you feel wasn't working or was working today? It was a tough first half for you all there.
Yeah. I think the turnover inside the red zone, I think stuff like that, it's kind of hard to overcome, especially when you're going against a guy like Russell Wilson, who, our defense did such a great job in the beginning of the game, and I feel like they had their number. They were getting stops, flying around, and as an offense, we just didn't complete our side of the deal by making them pay for good field position, and we let them kind of overcome some mistakes that we should have made them pay for.
There's been mention of all the blitzes that the Seahawks threw at you guys. Is that something that you were expecting, and why do you think that you guys weren't as successful in handling those blitzes tonight?
With our 33 plan, he is a huge part of the pressure plan. So without him playing, I didn't think they would heat us up as much. But with the lack of pass rushers, I think that was the only way they felt how they can get pressure on the QB. It's no excuses. We got to be better. With the blitzes they brought, we should be able to pick them up. It's just a small thing. It's a game of inches, and every other play was somebody who was off by an inch or two, and I think that played a huge part.
Trent, I know you guys obviously want to score as much as you can in every game. You just kind of alluded to when you face a guy like Russell Wilson, and then the next couple weeks you got Aaron Rodgers, you got Drew Brees. Is there more onus on the offense right now, and how do you guys kind of pick up that slack?
Yeah, definitely. We have an awesome defense, but we can't be naive and think that our defense is going to get a 3 and out every stop, every time out. We got to complete our end of the deal. We got to put points on the board. Especially when you're going against magical QBs like that. I mean, those guys who you just named are some of the best, not just in the league, but in history. So, that you got to try to keep them on the sideline as much as possible, and you got to try to possess the ball and put up points.
Do a couple more with Trent.
Hey, Trent, I just wanted to expand a bit. You talked about the struggles with the blitzes. Was that a communication thing? You mentioned it was a couple inches each time, but I'm wondering what you think was the main problem behind picking them up.
I think it may have been communication a few times. Like I said, it was just a couple being off by just a little bit a few times. But I would have to go and watch the film to give you more insight on it. Because obviously I'm playing at the same time, and it's so much that you can see on the sideline from pictures. I would have to go watch film to kind of be able to give you a little more insight on what exactly went on in those plays.
Hey Trey, you've been consistent in saying that you guys have to play better on offense. It seemed like the line was starting to gel before today. So what do you guys do as far as just flushing this one and moving it forward? How do you get better on offense?
Like you said, we just flush it, we move forward. Obviously, we on a short week, so we won't even be able to kind of break down this film even if we wanted to. I think as an offensive line, we have to be able to have a balanced offense. And, when you get in a situation where you just got to pass and pass and pass, the defense can, they can pick up on tendencies, and every protection there's a weakness. And if you give them so many times, so many bites at the apple, eventually they'll find, a weak spot. So it's on us by just having to keep up with the scores early, get points early, so we don't have to be one-dimensional when it comes down to the, important parts of the game.
All right, thanks, Trent. We've got Eric here, so hang with us.
Yep. And then work your way back to the left.
Go ahead, Cam.
Yeah. Hey, Eric. Obviously, you faced Russell Wilson plenty of times. What was it like today going against him, and how difficult was the challenge to stop that?
Yeah, if you want to come up here and get a win, definitely have to execute and play better. Myself included, and it's those crunch moments on certain plays where you have to execute and get them off the field. So we didn't play up to the level we're capable of, and we didn't execute at a high level, which allowed them to stay on the field.
Eric, obviously pressuring him or any quarterback obviously is key. When you talk about lack of execution, was that part of it, just not harassing him and getting in his face enough?
I mean, rush and coverage. It's a, it works hand in hand, and so executing and bust and being in the place you're supposed to be, affects the whole defense. So we gotta play better and execute at a higher level if we expect to, beat a good team like that.
Eric, Jamie Ward's penalty on the hit on Russell Wilson, it's got to be frustrating when you can't tell whether he's actually stopping or giving himself up or not. How do you approach that as a defender?
Yeah, it's an offensive league. Obviously, they're going to protect, the quarterbacks in the league, and so, going into the game, we know that, and it's tough situations that are bang plays that you just have to try to avoid. And Jimmy plays fast and was just playing hard and got the penalty there. But in going into the game, you definitely have to be conscious that they're going to call those type of things.
2 more, please.
Eric, forgive me, I forget what the numbers were from last year, but I want to say that either all or all but one of your sacks came when you were rushing from the inside. Are you just unable to get as many snaps at defensive tackle this year due to the number of injuries at defensive end, and they need you to be playing that position this season?
I've been playing about the same. Just got to find a way, take that next step in my career, and make plays. And even though people are game planning for me and trying to figure out ways to stop me, just got to take that next step in my career and make game-changing plays and to help the team win.
Last one.
Both Kyle Shanahan and Kyle Juszczyk said that they're happy you guys are playing Thursday so you can get this taste out of your mouth. Is that the prevailing feeling in the locker room? Let's just flush this and move on.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of forced to do that. Short week, we got a game in 3 or 4 days, and so you just don't have enough time to do everything you're used to doing on a regular week. So we got to move on pretty quick and get on to Green Bay.
All right, thanks, Eric. Hang with us. We've got Fred right here.
What was the toughest challenge out there today facing Russell on this offense?
I think it was just the explosive plays, not getting off the field on 3rd down. They're a great offense, and Russ obviously is a great player. He's been doing it for a long time now, and we got to take advantage of our opportunities and make sure we're executing. I don't think we played our best ball today by any means. And so we just got to get back to work.
Emmanuel Mosley obviously had a rough outing, but the coaches stuck with him throughout the whole game. What did you see from him inside the huddle, on the sideline? Did you feel like you needed to talk to him, give him a pep talk? How was he during the game?
No, I think I have full confidence in E-Man. The way he prepares day in and day out. I don't care what's going on throughout a game. They're going to get theirs. DK is an outstanding player, and they got great receivers. We're gonna ride with him with E-Man no matter what. His mentality is great. There's no need for me to give him a pep talk or anything. He doesn't flinch in those type of situations. I know he'll shake it off and be ready to go for next game.
Was it just a lack of pressure and ability to harass or make Russell uncomfortable part of the defensive issues today?
I guess I gotta watch the film. When we did get pressure, obviously it was tough. We made it tough for him to complete those passes, and I guess we needed to get off, like I said, on some of those 3rd down situations and try and limit the explosive plays.
But you guys got called defensively for holding it at least 5 or 6 times, way more than you normally do. Did you get the sense that they were calling it a little tighter? And going forward, how do you guys sort of avoid those penalties?
I mean, yeah, just being in the game, not really seeing what was going on. I don't know if they were, ticky-tack penalties or not. We got to understand the situation when we're playing Russ and him extending plays, making sure we're playing great with our technique. And, it's just one of those things you got to play ball. But like I said, I got to watch the tape, and I know we'll be better from it.
You haven't missed a game in your career. So what went through your head when you had that stinger, and how relieved were you to be able to get back out there?
Yeah, in the moment, obviously, I knew I was going to be all right, and just had to shake it off and go back out there. I know my team needs me, and those guys are looking at me in the huddle, so was happy I was able to get back out there quick.
Last one.
Ray, you had a couple nice blitzes today and almost got home once, but I want to talk about this guy named Troy Warner, who also had a big pass breakup yesterday. I want to talk about the competition inside the family, about who has better ball skills and how that drives you guys to be better players.
Yeah, I could talk all day on Troy. He's been having a great senior year over at BYU, and he's the more talented brother in the family when it comes to football. I'm excited to see how he finishes out his season, and obviously going to the next level. He's an outstanding player, so the sky's the limit for him. And in terms of the blitzes, like you mentioned earlier, I mean, we were trying to just create as much pressure as we could in any way that we could. So just got to keep going.
Thanks, Fred.